We'll be discussing two lessons, our week 7 and week 8. So, ato ang topic for week 7 kay we have the understanding the internet customer. So, ang learning outcome na to for this topic, we have to understand the internet customer behavior challenges through segmentation and utilization of marketing research. So, first, we have to define what is consumer behavior. So, class, consumer behavior is the study of consumers and the process they use to choose, use or consume, and even dispose of products and services, including customers' emotional, mental, and behavioral responses.
Hey learners, welcome back to my another video which is on consumer behavior. In this video, we will try to understand about consumer behavior. We will see different definition given by authors for it. We will try to understand why consumer behavior is important for us, how it can help us to make a better decision about the customers, how they think, how they behave into the market. So let's start today's video by understanding the term what is consumer behavior. The buying behavior of final consumers, individuals, and households users who buy goods and services for their personal consumption is called consumer behavior. The way they behave while purchasing the goods and services, overall expression, overall behavior is called consumer behavior.
So, kaning consumer behavior class, nag-incorporate siya mga ideas from several sciences including psychology, biology, chemistry, and even economics.
Let us see the difference between customers and consumer. Most of us think both are the same, but no, there is a very big difference between customer and consumer. Who are customer? Customer are those who purchase the product from the marketer or from the retailers or from the wholesaler. Here, he is not the one who is going to use the product. The one who is not going to use the product, but he purchase either because he want to give that to someone or even he want to resell that product. So it's a customer. But the person who is buying the product for their own consumption, for their own use, or the one who is going to use that product is called consumers. So here we can say the one who is buying the product not for the use but they are buying is called customer. The one who is going to use that product is called consumers. Consumers are the center point around which all the marketing activities revolve. Manufacturer produces the product and ultimately consumers are the one who is going to consume or who is going to use the product. So it is very important to understand the behavior of the customers to know more about their taste, their demand and their need. And according to that, it is important for an organization to produce the product within their organization. Now, after understanding the meaning of consumer behavior, we will try to understand the different definition given by authors. According to Ingle, Blackwell, and Mansard, consumer behavior is the action and decision process of people who purchase goods and services for personal consumption. So here they want to say the consumer behavior provide the information such as customers' action and decision process for buying any goods or services for their own consumption, for their own uses. According to Loudon and Beta, consumer behavior is the decision process and physical activity which individuals engage in when evaluating, acquiring, using or disposing of goods and services. So here author wants to say that consumer behavior provide the decision process while selecting or while choosing any goods and services into the market, because we all know customers think a lot while purchasing any product. They think about their quality, they think about their taste, they think about their packaging and everything. So here the complete decision process which influence a customer is considered into this definition. So here overall definition says That consumer behavior provide the complete knowledge about how consumers make their decision while selecting, while choosing, or while buying the product or the services. There are several features of the product which attracts the customers. For example, the color of the packaging, the design of the packaging, the price of the packaging, and the quality, the taste, maybe the color. Everything influence the customer. So it is very important to understand the consumer's behavior because it will help you to sell maximum goods and services into the market.
Then we also have the consumers. So, kaning mga consumers class are really complex in needs and expectations, but if masegment na nato sila accordingly sa ilahang pagsabot sa pagsabot sa ilahang behavior, we will know kung sa nato i-treat ang ato ang customers and even increase ang loyalty no sa ilahang pag buy sa to ang product or pag-add sa to ang business mismo or the business location mismo. Then, we also have the study of consumer behavior. So this includes how consumers think and feel about the different alternative like the brands, the products, the services, and the retailers. Then how consumers reason and select between different na mga alternatives nato ng mga ito. If ever na wala tong ilang main na ginapangita ng products. And we also have the behavior of consumers while researching in shopping. Then, how consumer behavior is influenced by the environmental, like sa inyong friends, how culture, kanang multicultural type ng kuan na environment, like for example, sa kuha kay Chinese ang ako ang nakagisnan nga culture. So na ay halo nga Chinese, na ay halo nga Spanish and even mga Cebuano na mga culture, no? And also the different influence of the media, kasi syempre, technology, techie type naman din na mga person sa tuang percent. Then, lastly, how marketing campaigns can be adapted and improved to more effectively influence the customers.
Why consumer behavior is so important to study, how it's going to help any marketer or even an individual to understand about the market and the consumers. During old days, it was very easy for the marketer to sell their goods and services into the market due to less competitors present into the market. Customers were forced to buy the product at the price offered by the manufacturer due to no close substitute or maybe no close competitors. So it was very hard for them to make the selection or to make the choices. Whatever seller was asking, they were forced to pay. But today's market is full of competitors. If any of the marketer try to use their monopoly, people or the customers will shift to the closest substitute or even to their competitors. So it is very important for the marketers to understand the need, taste, want, and mostly the behavior of customers. Here, the first point we have is production policies. The consumer behavior give an insight into various factors which prompt him to purchase a particular product. If it is known that it is the packaging or taste or habit or fashion which attract the buyer, then the producer will pay special attention to these of the factors or to these attributes in his product so that consumer can get attracted toward their product. The second point we have is price policy. This policy is equally very important to be known because the buyers of some products purchase only because particular product is cheaper in compared to that of competitors available in the market. In such a case, the price of such product cannot be raised because if the competitors' product are cheaper, customers will shift to their product. On the other hand, when the value of the goods and services increases, then the demand for those products goes higher. For example, the precious jewels, or even the auctions, or even the share market. When the prices goes higher, the demand for those shares or for those product goes higher. Third point, we have decision regarding channels of distribution. The goods which are sold and purchased slowly on the basis of low price must have cheap and economical distribution channels. In case of those articles which require after sale services such as TV sets, refrigerator, etc., must have different channels of distribution. Thus, decision regarding channels of distribution help a customers, or we can say the potential customers, to get connected with the goods and services which they want to buy from the market. Because if the distribution channel is economical or even in the reach of the customers, then maximum potential buyers can use or buy the product. Fourth point, we have decision regarding sales promotion. A study of consumer behavior is also vital in making decisions regarding sales promotion. It enables the producer to know what prompts the or what motivates the consumers to make the purchase, and the same are utilized in advertising media to awaken desire to purchase. The marketers who take decision regarding brand, packaging, discount, gifts, etc. on the basis of consumer behavior only for promoting them or for promoting their sales, so that because of all these discounts, gifts and packaging, customer can get attracted toward the product, or customers interest can be generated while purchasing the product. We all know promotion and advertising create awareness among the customers that okay, this product is also in the market, what features are about this product, how this product can be useful for the customers, and most of the customer get to know about the product only through promotion and advertisement, which is one of the very essential tool in marketing, because promotion and advertisement connect with the larger area or the larger people into the market. They provide the info in bulk amount. So promotion and advertising help the marketer to cover the larger areas and to attract maximum customers within the market.
So, class, ano kaya ang consumer behavior ka-importante? According to the study, consumer behavior is important kay in this way, manggod, marketers can understand what influences consumers' buying decisions. Then second, according to study, ang consumer behavior sad kay nag-help siya sa mga marketers nga mo decide paon sa i-represent or paon sa i-present ang ilahang produkto in a way that generates maximum impact on consumers. So, just in understanding consumer buying behavior, this is the key or the key secret on reaching or even let our clients engage and even convert them para mag-purchase ang ato ang products and services na gina-offer sa market. Then, we also have the consumer behavior analysis na kailangan nato i-reveal, no? So, first is that what consumers think and how they feel about various alternatives, the brands, the products, or etc. What influences the consumers to choose between the various options, if na sila options na pagpilian. Then, consumers' behavior while researching and shopping. Then, how consumers' environment, like our friends, family, the media, influences their behavior. So in that case, guys, we have these three categories of factors na will influence ito ang consumer behavior. So we have the personal factors, the psychological factors, and even the social factors.
Ever wondered why you or people around you drink coffee every morning? Choices and behavior related to consumption and purchasing are influenced by a large number of factors. We can classify these factors in four broad categories. These are cultural factors, psychological factors, social factors, and personal factors. Let's go through them one by one and see what they can tell us about our behavior as consumers. Under the cultural factors category, we can include culture, subcultures, and the social class system. Hofstede defines culture as the collective programming of the mind that distinguishes the members of one group or category of people from others. Culture is a set of beliefs, values, and practices that are shared by most people within a relatively large group. Culture is passed on from one group member to another, from one generation to the next. It is learned and can change through time, although such changes tend to be slow. Subcultures refer to a set of beliefs shared by a subgroup of the main culture. This could include nationalities, religions, and geographic regions. Subcultures make up important market segments, and often products and marketing activities are tailored to their needs. The social class system refers to an ordered division in a society where people are grouped into a set of hierarchical social categories, the most common being the upper, middle, and lower classes. Social class is measured as a combination of various factors such as income, occupation, education, authority, property, lifestyles, consumption, etc. Under the psychological factors, we can include aspects on motivation, perception, learning, and attitudes. A motive is a need that urges a person to act. Here, the distinction we have made in a previous video between physiological and psychological needs is relevant. Maslow's hierarchy of needs may also be applied here. Perception refers to the selection, organization, and interpretation of information in a way that produces a meaningful experience of the world. In general, we tend to focus on certain information from our environment while actively blocking or modifying messages that conflict with our values and attitudes. Beliefs and attitudes we hold as consumers will affect the way we interpret information and the way we act. Behavior also has a learning dimension, which highlights the importance of past experience. Individuals are not born consumers. They learn to become consumers. They develop purchase behavior patterns which can evolve through time. The social context is also important. Our behavior patterns, likes and dislikes, are influenced to a great extent by the people around us. Under this category, we can include reference groups, family, roles, and status. We always seek confirmation from the people around us and seldom do things that are not socially acceptable. A reference group is a formal or informal group of people with whom an individual associates. This could include peer groups, membership clubs, and organizations. Family is another important factor influencing an individual's behavior. The person's position in a group can be defined in terms of roles and status. A role points out the activities that the person is expected to perform. Each role relates to a certain status. People choose products that communicate their role and status in society. In the personal factors category, we can include more personal characteristics of an individual, such as age, life cycle stage, occupation, economic circumstances, lifestyle, personality traits, and self-concept. One way to understand how all these factors connect with each other is by considering the individual and his or her environment, that is, the context within which this consumer is situated. We can then distinguish between the personal characteristics of a particular consumer, their immediate social environment, which could include aspects such as family, peers, and significant others, and a wider social context, which would include social norms, culture, other social and economic conditions. Finally, sometimes situational factors may also affect our purchasing decisions. For example, a crowded shop or a busy call center. Which of these factors influence you the most when considering a morning coffee?
So first, let us discuss the personal factors. So class, kaning personal factors, this is an individual's interest and even opinions nga pwede maka-influence through demographics. So, unsa man yung demographics, mao ni siya ang age, ang gender nimo, and even ang inyong culture. So, wala siyang example sa demographic under sa personal factors. While there is a psychological factors, this is an individual's response to a marketing message nga mo depende on their perceptions or even attitudes towards sa imuhang produkto na gina-offer or services. Then we also have the social factors, mao ni siya ang mga family nato, mga friends nato, mga educational level, social media, income. So those na ako ang gipang banggit, mao to siya ang most likely nga maka-affect sa tuwa through the social factor, no, nga as a consumer behavior kay dako siya nga impact sa tuang pagpalit sa isa ka produkto. So mao to siya ang example sa social factors. Then we also have the forming types of consumer behavior. So naatay ginatawag na complex buying behavior. So class, kaning complex buying behavior, this type of behavior is encountered when consumers are buying an expensive, infrequently both ng mga product. So they are highly involved sa purchase process ani, and the consumer's research before committing to invest. For example, imagine that you are buying a house or a car. So this example, so that example that I have given is a complex buying behavior. Then we also have the dissonance reducing buying behavior. So this type of consumer behavior is a highly involved in the purchase process but has difficulties determining the differences between sa mga brands. So dissonance can occur when the consumer worries that they will regret their choice. So, for example, imagine mo that you are buying a lawn mower. So, you will choose one based on price or sa iyahang pagiging convenient. But after sa imong pag-purchase, you will seek confirmation if you have made the right choice ba on buying the lawn mower, if you are effectively uh, if you are did the right choice on buying it like through sa iyang pag-base sa iyahang presyo ba or sa iyahang pagiging convenient in terms of paggamit mo sa machine or sa lawn mower mismo. So that is the example of this non-reducing buying behavior. Then we also have the habitual buying behavior. So kaning habitual purchases, this type of consumer behavior characterized by the fact na ang consumer has a very little involvement lang in the product or brand category. So imagine groceries shopping class. Siguro tanan naka-grocery na dire, nakapag-shopping na, kaadto ng supermarket or department store. So for example, you go to the store and buy your preferred type of bread, for example. So in this scenario class, you are exhibiting a habitual pattern, not strong brand loyal. D. Then we also have the variety seeking behavior. So in this situation, a consumer purchases a different product not because they were not satisfied with the previous one, but because they seek variety. So like for example, like when you are trying out new shower gel sets or even mag-try mo og bagong sabon sa inyong lawas ni ana. So many things can also next that is that the next topic that we will discuss what affects consumer behavior. So plus many things can affect consumer behavior, no? But the most frequent factors na maka-influence sa the factors influencing consumer behavior kay first is the marketing campaign. So, kaning marketing campaign plus influence purchasing decisions a lot. So, if done right and even regularly with the right marketing message or right strategy, they can even persuade consumers to change brands or opt for more expensive na mga alternatives. So class, marketing campaigns can even be used as a reminders for products or services that need to be bought regularly but are not necessarily on customers' top of mind. For example, kanang mga insurance, nga na good. So a good marketing message can influence impulse purchases sa minds at ang mga consumers. Then we also have the economic conditions. So for expensive products, especially like the house or cars, economic conditions play a big part. So, plus, a positive economic environment is known to make consumers more confident and willing to indulge in purchases irrespective sa ilang personal financial liabilities. So, consumers class make decisions in a longer time period para sa mga expensive nila na mga purchases, and the buying process can be influenced by more personal factors at the same time. Then we also have the personal preferences. Kaning consumer behavior can also be influenced by personal factors like dislikes nila, mga priorities nila, unsa ang ilahang morals and even values. So, in that stage, for example, like fashion or personal opinion are especially powerful. Then we also have the group influence, kaning mga peer pressure, no, also influences our consumer behavior. So kung unsa to mga gusto pod sa to ang mga family members at ang mga classmates sabay sa uso, mga immediate relatives nato, atong kapitbahay, and even mga acquaintances nato think or do can play a significant role in our decisions.